I'm really stressed that this doesn't have eyes. It just gives me,
weird.
I don't know, it gives me icky feeling. But it's got no eyes.
I knew it was you. I knew it was you.
Can we like put googly eyes on them? That'd be cute. Little googles.
Can't be as cute as me, Mom.
No, it's literally just, it's weird. I don't like it. I don't know what to do with it now.
We have a really special podcast planned for you guys today. We will be starting a series of Meet the Tutors, and we have one of the tutors with us today. We have Savannah.
Hello,
Welcome,
hello
Sav.
everybody.
Nice to have you.
Nice to be here.
Today we'll be talking about Sav's experience, getting to know her a little bit better. I mean, I know her quite well and she's a fabulous part of the team.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But we want you, the viewer, to get to know us as well. So, Savvy, tell me about you. Tell me about how you got started in the beauty industry.
Great. Well, it's a bit of a story.
We got time.
We got time. Good. Well, you know, as any young lady does when you're starting out, getting, you know, almost finished school, you're like, what am I doing with my life? I had no idea. I thought about doing psychology. I thought about maybe doing teaching, but I was horrible at math. And there was no way I was going to be able to get into uni with my math scores. Mm-hmm. So I thought about what I loved doing, and I loved being creative. I've always loved playing around with makeup, would always get into my mum's makeup and be like, okay, cute, would hide her makeup, go to school with it, wipe it off before I came home because she was so against me wearing it. And then, yeah, towards the end of year 12, I was like, okay, I'm getting pretty serious now. I'm thinking that the beauty industry is for me. Mm-hmm. So I was the young one in year 12. I was 17, and right at the very end of the year, I decided to enroll into a diploma of screen and media specialized makeup.
Amazing.
Which was so much fun. So I went straight from year 12 straight into studying. Was there for about a year at the college I was at, and unfortunately the place went bankrupt.
Oh no.
I know. I had one or 2 weeks left of my course, completely bankrupt, had to do the whole course again at a different place because they couldn't give me my certificate.
Oh my goodness. Well, in a way it was almost a bit of a blessing for you. That means that you have studied almost 2 whole diplomas. Did you find much difference between both diplomas?
Oh, 100%. My first course, we did the basics like the makeup and the hairstyling. We did lash extensions, special effects, prosthetics. However, the teaching was not as, it wasn't on par to the next course that I did. I ended up learning a whole lot more. I had more experience out of it. I got to learn how to do prosthetics of the face and the nose, which was just, fabulous, so much fun, and that got me into a whole range of other services and experiences, which I'm excited to talk about.
Amazing.
Thanks.
And when I know that you have had your business for quite a while, does your business specialize in a particular style of makeup? What does your business entail?
Yeah, easy. So I'm kind of an all-rounder, if that makes sense. So
you are so skilled and so amazing at what you do.
Thank you. So I'm a bit of an all-rounder. Like, I've dabbled in the more like creative sides, and I've done like theatre and film, where I was able to do like special effects and prosthetics again while we're talking about that. But I've also worked doing my own business for weddings and for events. And I find that majority of my clients will come to me for that type of makeup now, like, you know, more soft glams, bridal, kind of more natural. But I do love playing around with colour.
Bit of a snatchel moment.
A little bit of it,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that with what we do as makeup artists, it's really important to stay inspired and I guess kind of impassioned for the industry through your own research. And I know that you love to create on social media. What inspires you to create?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, following other makeup artists on social media, not just makeup, like lashes, nails, like anything beauty industry related is so empowering to see other women and men as well who are in the industry just sharing what they love doing. that inspires me to go ahead and inspire other people on social media, if that makes sense.
And you certainly inspire our students as well. They
you.
absolutely love communicating with you and learning from you. So we love having you.
Thank you.
The next question is, as at a practical level, tell me about the kinds of things that students find challenging within the makeup industry.
So, a few different things. I feel like a lot of students lack confidence, and that's totally fair. If I think back to myself when I first started in the industry, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? You know, it's such a big industry. Yeah. I'm like, what am I doing? But I think what I really recommend is to continue practicing and continue trying to build up that confidence. The more you do it, the easier it will become. On a practical sense, I believe working on different eye shapes and skin types is something that students come to me about quite often. As, you know, certain makeup looks is not going to look amazing on every single person. So hooded eyes, mature skin, different skin tones as well, and types can be quite difficult to work with. But as I just said before, the more experience, the more practice you get on those different people, the easier it will become, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I think what we do here is we try and give our students all the tools to be able to handle anyone's eye shape and skin type, skin condition, etc.
Exactly.
To be able to know what to do in those very real life situations.
Definitely.
Amazing.
Definitely. Oh my God, choking.
That's okay. You mentioned, and just this going back to that confidence, I guess. Do you have any words of advice for our students to build that confidence? I know that sometimes it can be daunting to take that next step once you have your certificate. What really helped you and propelled you to want to chase this further?
Yeah, definitely. I won't lie, like I struggle with confidence, still do at times, right? Life is about learning and about experiences. So I believe if you just stay true to your goal of wanting to, you know, be creative and be in the industry and really focus on the steps that can take you there, I think that can really help. I know that I really relied on my teachers through my studies, and I still have contact with a few of them, and they inspire me. I follow them on social media. I see what they're doing. Just keeping that, what's that word? Contacts in the industry can really, really support you.
Networking.
That's the word I was looking for. Kind of perfect. Definitely.
So, Sab, one thing that we get asked quite often as tutors is that repeat clientele that you build for yourself. So, you know, whilst we have eyelash extensions and every 2 weeks you might have a return client, it's actually not that way with makeup, and you might have to wait a few, you know, could be months, could be weeks in between clients. How do you maintain that relationship with your clients in order to get them to come back to you? Yeah,
definitely. That's a really good question. You're so right. Makeup is, you know, very sporadic with the services, whereas, your lashes are over a couple of weeks. What I do to keep in contact with my clients is I will actually add them on social media once I've done the session with them, so that I can see their posts coming through and I can be like, wow, like you look great, your makeup looks good here, I can't wait to see you next time. You know, keep in contact with them almost as a friend, but obviously respecting professional boundaries, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
I also like to use makeup artist apps. There's a few really good ones out there that you can actually kind of bid on clients, if that makes sense. They'll put an ad out. Multiple makeup artists would be like, great, this is the price that I am offering, would you like to book in? Then they can book in with you. So that's really, really good to do in your more quiet periods, so that you have regular stuff going on. There are quiet periods. I find that usually during the winter months, I don't get as many clients as I would in my spring or my summer, because no one really likes to go out in the cold, and I don't blame them. I don't like that. So what I will do, especially with brides, is I'll get in contact with them, or when they reach out to me, I'll be like, hey, your wedding's coming up in the summer. How about in the winter, in my usual kind of quiet period, we book in your trial. This will give us plenty of time to focus on that look, so that you can then wear it and have, you know, love your makeup
Yeah.
at your wedding.
Yeah, beautiful.
So that's a really good way to kind of keep regular appointments, especially in those quieter months. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing I used to do when I was focusing solely on makeup is I would actually do a lot of research into the local high schools around me.
Yes,
And really get into
very
formal
true.
season.
Very true.
So I would actually call up and ask when that season was happening, when the formals would be, or the debutantes or whatever the case, and actually get dates and create a special or a package around makeup that these girls could book in. And, you know, once you get a couple, it becomes a whole group thing. So
Definitely.
It's a great way to get clients.
I do that as well, actually. Yeah, formal season, Deb season, graduation season is definitely really, really good to reach out to. And once you kind of are known as the girl in the area, people will come to you.
That's right.
I also find I'll get a lot of clients in my like local community groups. So if you search your suburb with your community group or makeup artists in the area on Facebook or like social media, and you advertise on there, that's also a really great way to be known as the local makeup girl, or the local lash girl or nail girl, you know.
Love it.
And once you're known, more recommendations will come and you'll get that the really good word of mouth.
And that word of mouth is so powerful, because you can say whatever you want to a client to get them to book, but unless you are someone that they trust, like a friend, chances are that they would be more likely to book in once they trust.
Definitely.
So having that trust with a friend that says, hey, Antoinette is really good, or hey, Savannah's amazing, it automatically gives them that sort of power to book in.
100%, definitely.
Love it.
Nice.
Another question to you. I'm noticing, I want to talk about blush, because blush for me can really change the whole feel of a look.
Yeah.
What do you predict will be the next trends coming up in blush, and how do you think that compares to what we've seen in the past?
Good question. I absolutely love blush. I feel like I can't live without it. It's one of those products that even if I'm not wearing makeup, I'll put a bit of cream. It's the word I can't say. Cream blush. Check out our YouTube videos because I will mess that up every time.
It's okay.
It's just a thing that happens.
It's a sav moment.
It's a sav moment. But I will apply that anyways on the cheeks because it does give you that warmth and that sun-kissed appearance.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to keep expanding. I've already started seeing people using like a pink pressed powder or a translucent powder with a bit of a pink hue to it and applying that up and around their under eyes. And I think it's gorgeous. And I think that's just going to keep going.
It looks beautiful, I will say. But at the same time, how does that compare to a colour corrector? Because for me, it's like you're creating a colour corrector when you're mixing those products together in a very blush sort of a way. So I guess your colour theory comes into it as well. What's your favourite blush?
Rare Beauty. Absolutely love it.
Do you have a particular shade that you love?
Oh, I'm trying to think of the names. I'm wearing one of the red ones today, but I can't remember the name of it.
So
Absolutely
fun.
love a red blush.
We'll put it down the bottom if we think of it.
We'll figure
down
it out.
the bottom.
We'll get it. But there's also a pinky one that I love as well.
I think you recommended that to me.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Pigmented.
And they're so pigmented. You need the tiniest amount.
Yeah.
Perfect for your kit.
Yeah.
Because you literally grab your palette, a little dot, that'll just give you a really nice blush, like pigment.
And
it's just great. I love it.
I like that they're not chalky or too matte. They actually have a bit of life and shimmer to them as well.
Definitely.
They are a really great product.
And
thanks for that recommendation.
That's okay. And because as well they're a cream product, you can actually reapply it over the top of your foundation if you're very, very careful, and it doesn't really cause that patchiness. So really good way to kind of get that more hydrated look as well if you're feeling like you're lacking through the day and you want more of a sun-kissed look.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I suppose that leads us into our next little segment.
Yeah.
We have a disaster story that I'd like your opinion on.
Okay.
And I have it right here. Are you ready?
Don't know.
So it was my friend's wedding, and at the last minute I decided to have my makeup done. I found a salon that offered light to medium or glam makeup services. When I arrived, it looked so pretty and clean from the beginning, so I ended up choosing medium makeup after my consultation. Everything seemed great during the preparation, but then she started with a powder foundation, powdered blush and bronzer. After that, she applied cream and things began to look blotchy.
Ooh.
I'm sure she noticed because she went back in with powder to try and fix it.
Oh no.
Oh no. Then came to the eyes. I asked for lilac to match my dress, but ended up with blue. My lashes were all uneven. My lips were so overlined that you could clearly see the outline.
Oh gosh.
All in all, this cost me $200 and I felt too bad to complain, so I just went home and washed it off.
Oh my gosh. Poor girl.
Poor
That
girl.
sounds like a real horror story.
Honestly. What
Wow.
do you think?
Okay. So
There's a lot to unpack here.
yeah, a lot. We'll start with how she's applied powder before liquid. Don't do that. No, that's a no-go. That will just create patchiness. And she's come back in with the powder that's creating really thick, uneven layers, which is going to be really obvious on the skin. Especially if she's wanting more of a medium coverage as well. That's just gonna, it's just not gonna work on her skin. Always come in with your moisturizers, primers, your liquid or cream foundations, followed by your powder products. That is the best way to do it.
And there is a science behind that, and that's because with the wet products, it is set down and I guess dried into place with that
Exactly
powder.
right, definitely. What I actually love to do when creating the base, especially for bridal makeup or for evening makeup that you want to be able to have last, is actually come in with your cream or your foundation, your cream products, and then set those cream products with the powder product, if that makes sense. So let's say you put your cream contour on, you then come in with the cream with the powder contour or bronzer over the top of that, and that'll give you a really nice strong look.
Love it.
Really good for bridal as well. I think I mentioned that, but it will last all night,
And
all
it will
day.
look amazing in photography too.
Exactly right. Gives you
Yeah.
a really good definition.
Yeah, beautiful.
Eyes.
Yes.
Yes, that was the next part, wasn't it?
Yes, the lilac.
So it's so important that you speak to your clients about what they're wearing, what they usually wear on their eyes and their face. Oh, bye Mimo.
Bye, Mimo. He's sick of me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. No, I'm kidding. Okay, cool. So, with the makeup, it's really important that you are, checking in with your client, what they're wearing, what they usually wear, etc. You want to make sure that you are matching the brief, because as soon as they leave, they're going to see that and they're going to be like, was she even listening to me?
Yeah.
And you're going to feel awkward. You've paid all of this money to get a look that's not what you discussed with your makeup artist.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like when you're specific about colour too, like that's something that you've expressly asked for.
Yeah.
And that's something that you have made sure was a non-negotiable with your client. So then it kind of calls into question the rest of the look and whether
Definitely.
they were listening and whether they've made the right choices. So
Definitely.
it's really important that you're consulting thoroughly. I do agree.
Especially when you start looking outside of just your client. You know, if you're going to be a makeup artist in editorial shoots or in, behind the stage on fashion runways, you need to match that brief so that every model, every person wearing the makeup is going to be the same.
Yeah.
If you don't match it and another makeup artist matches it, it's going to look so obvious.
Yeah.
So it's so important that you're matching the brief, you're asking the right questions so that you can come out with a really great look.
Yeah. And I guess this is where our face charts come into play as well.
Definitely.
You know, a lot of companies, like MAC is one of them, for example, they rely heavily on face charts to create looks that span worldwide.
100%.
You know, and it's very much the same for fashion shows. If you end up working behind the scenes on a fashion shoot or runway, you know, you will have a brief that's probably an international brief as well. So it's your job to interpret that for your client.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
So we have a hot or not now.
Oh, slay or nay.
Slay or nay. And I've been reading Britney's autobiography and I really, really, really enjoyed it. So I thought we'd do some Britney looks today, Britney makeup looks.
Love that. Love it.
First
Hit
one
me, baby,
is
with
on
it.
the way. Oh my God, she's so beautiful there.
Love
The
that one.
frosty all the way up to the brow.
Yes. With
So
the cute pink cheeks too.
She looks
like,
so cute.
yeah.
She looks so cute. I absolutely love this look.
Yeah.
Notice how the blush is so different to how we wear it now.
Yeah, it's like
very
really
much-
central to the
Yeah,
face.
really, really
Yeah.
central to the face rather than this sort of lifted blush that we do
Yeah.
now. I think she looks gorgeous. I think this is one of Brittany's best ever looks,
Yeah,
personally.
that's a slay for me.
Slave.
Yeah.
Mim was like, I'm done. Can we go now?
Like,
He's so happy to be leaving too.
can we go home, please?
Very different to the first one. This is more like a modern, full glam.
Definitely.
I love the high pony. I love the earrings with the high pony. The makeup. What do you think of the light lips with the dark smoky eye?
It's very 2016. I probably wouldn't go so light on the lips. It's giving foundation lips.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I would probably deepen up the lip liner and have more of an ombre look with that. I feel like that will really suit the dark eyes.
Her skin looks amazing. Her complexion looks
yeah.
amazing. I agree with you. I think that the eyes are just a little bit too heavy. They're closing. And, you know, Britt has really big, beautiful eyes, but they have closed her in just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I would have liked to see something with a little bit more dimension.
Yes.
Maybe a bit more shimmer through the lid. It's just looking a little bit heavy.
I feel like if she kept her inner corners a little bit lighter and focused the more dimension around the outer edges, that would have suited that. Yeah, her a little bit better, especially with that eye shape as well. She looks a bit hooded.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, from this far, I think she does. I have bad eyesight, guys. I need your glasses.
You need glasses.
You want to swap? I love that. It's very similar to what we just saw with the first one, but the eyes are a little bit more purple from what I can see.
I can just see the purple.
Yeah.
But I feel like the face is a lot more balanced here. So
Yes.
you really have that separation of the three zones, the eyes, the inner cheeks, and then the lower part of the lip. I feel like it's got a lot of definition. And keep in mind, you know, back in the day, we didn't have all the products that we do now. We didn't have all the techniques, you know, that we do now. So
We have evolved,
we have
which is
evolved
great.
heavily from this. So, look, I think she looks amazing for what it was.
Yeah.
Her hair could do with a bit of a straighten, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
It's Brittany. It's okay.
I've
We'll
learned
allow it.
so much about Brittany reading her autobiography.
Oh my gosh, I need to read it.
You got to read it.
Is there a podcast? Oh, not a podcast.
Like an audio
an
book?
audio book.
I haven't found one, but I feel like I would have gotten through it much quicker if there was.
Yeah.
With Brittany narrating, amazing.
Oh my god, that would be so good.
How cool would that be?
Yes.
Let's have a look at this Brittany look. Are they crimps or are they braids through the hair?
Yeah.
Her eyelashes are quite thick and clumpy there.
I think it's closing her eyes off too much.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
I think that it's not a great foundation match for her. Looking from
Yeah,
far,
from
it's a bit
far.
warm. Looking
Yeah.
up close, it's not as obvious. But from this distance, it looks like it's a little off, a little too warm for her.
Yeah.
What do you think about the hair?
I am not a fan. I'm sorry.
And Savvy forgot to mention she's actually a hairstylist.
I'm also a
as well.
hairstylist as well. Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I do hair.
She does do hair. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the hair, but that's only because I've got such terrible memories of crimping when I was younger, and Brittany's very much my era, so I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I think
Triggered.
this is an okay look.
Triggered.
It's on the cusp of slay and nay for me. It's right in the middle.
Yeah, I am gonna have to say nay for this one.
Fair.
Yeah. Sorry.
I love that film clip.
Do you know that conspiracy theory where it's like that Mandela effect and she's wearing like a headpiece in one of
from
her things?
the crazy film clip.
Yeah, and then there's other ones where she's not. Like, how spooky is that?
But I feel like she never was.
I remember her wearing it.
How interesting is it to see how much makeup can really change the face?
Oh my gosh, so much. She
Yeah.
looks like a completely different person in that one.
100%.
Like crazy. The brown hair, the black smoky, like it changes her whole entire face looks different.
Yeah, I think this was
Yeah.
meant to be like her badass alter ego. So I love it. She really nailed it.
Yeah,
I love
definitely.
the hair. I love the really rich, deep, smoky eye. Have a look how low she's taken that under eye as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a difference from now when we, you know, softly smoke everything out. Like, she really
Exactly.
took it there. So
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I
Slay.
100% agree.
Slay all day.
Slay.
Slay all day.
Dunzo.
Dunzo. Thank you so much, Savvy, for coming
That's
on the potty.
okay. It
was
was
so good to
lovely
have
to
you.
be here.
It was so great having you. Thank you for all your insight into the makeup industry.
Of course.
Mwah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, everyone.
Bye.